Hey y'all, today is Thursday, September 10th, and for Thursday Talk, I'm going to be talking about something super personal to me. But first, the beverage is the Millworks Brewery, which is located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and is Homestead Lager, so cheers. So, I have hyperhidrosis. And you might be like, well, what is that? What it is extreme sweating. I sweat a ton more than the average person out there. What areas are affected? The worst are my hands, feet, and then my armpits. I would say my hands are the absolute worst, followed by my feet and then my armpits. What treatments are available? So there's this sweating machine, and I'll look up the correct name of it. Essentially, there's these two trays. You fill it with water, you put some salt in, and then there's this prescription pill that you grind up and put throughout it. So you place your hands in it, and essentially it sends electric currents throughout the trays, which somehow prevents sweating in those areas that you put your hands in. So the first 10 minutes of it is tolerable, and then the second 10 minutes is like extreme discomfort. I tried it, and actually we bought the machine. It was like almost $1,000, so it's super expensive. And I did it for like a couple weeks, and I did see that it made me sweat less on my hands, but it was just way too much of a hassle, and I really hated how it made my hands feel when I did the treatment. So off with that. For armpits, I actually had Botox injections put in, and it actually seemed to work. I did it a couple times, and actually now that I've gotten older, I don't see my armpits sweating as much. There's this actual thing I stumbled upon. It's called Sweat Block, where it's these like wipes where you every morning, or not morning, but at nighttime before you go to bed, you just like dab your armpit, and they say you do it for consecutive nights when you first start the product, and then it varies on how long it can be effective for. I find that it actually works pretty well. So I just recently started doing that, and when I apply it at nighttime and then I wake up and I wash my armpit the next day, a few days after, it lasts where I don't sweat as much. So kudos to Sweat Block. I'll definitely use that. So why am I telling you this? First of all, my close family and close friends do know about this, but there's a lot of friends and family that probably have no idea. And I'm sweating right now. Yes, it is humid where I live, but let me just show you. I'm sweating. And I will just say it is super embarrassing and super awkward. If you think about it, it's kind of like a silent handicap because I can't control this. And yes, there's treatment things out there, but they only do so much. And you might be like, well, why don't you just get surgery? Remove your sweat glands on your hands. And I have thought about that. That's the most extreme treatment out there. But what most likely happens, or sometimes happens, is that you remove that sweat gland, then you're gonna sweat somewhere else. So, do I want to have sweat coming out of my forehead now, uncontrollably? No, I don't want that. And I know there's people out there that probably are gonna be super weirded or grossed out by the amount of sweat that I sweat, but I can't control it, and I'm human. And I know there's people that might watch this and think, wow, I sweat a lot too. Maybe I have hyperhidrosis, and you might. And I really connect with people that have what I have because, to be honest, I hate this about me. I hate sweating so much. And I can't control it. And the point of this video is, yes, it took a lot of courage for me to publicly say that I have hyperhidrosis because it is so embarrassing. Think of social events. Like, you ever try taking a test with a wet hand and you have sweat dripping on your test? Yeah, that's fun. Or when my one best friend bought a house recently, and we were doing like some mini projects, and he didn't have air conditioning, and we were on the 3rd floor, and I'm absolutely sweating out. I'm pouring out. I mean, I'm talking about sweat dripping off my hands, dropping on the floor. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Like, yeah, it's gross. I'm sweating. And yes, this is like a longer video than I wanted it to be, but it's super important to say what I'm saying, because if you've met me before and you're wondering, oh wow, Kelvin really is sweaty, or he has really sweaty hands, like, I can't control it. And if you meet me in the future, now you know why I'm sweating so much when you see it, because I have this condition. But anyway, hopefully everyone is doing really well and having a great week. The weekend is soon upon us, so cheers for that. And I'll just end with this. Like, look, I'm dripping. There it is. There's a sweat driplet. So it's pretty proof, just further proof that I do have this condition. It's not made up or anything like that. You can look it up. You can read about it. I will just say it is very embarrassing. Taking tests, like, you ever try to text with a smartphone and your phone's getting all sweaty? Yeah, that can be a pain. So anyway, and like job interviews, you know, trying to shake hands. I hate shaking hands with people. I hate it. Like, give me the fist pound, you know? That way you don't have to feel my sweaty uncomfortableness, and like then like that, like, thinking of like, oh, what do you think about me that now that you know that my hands are sweating so much, and that awkwardness, and I don't know. Anyway, it took a lot for me to get this video out, and like, I don't want anyone to feel pity for me, because, you know, whoever made me, well, my parents made me, but if there's a greater God out there that made me, that's the way they made me, and I accept me for me, even though I hate this part about me. Some parts about life, it is what it is, and you make the most of it. And I guess I'll just say this for added humor. I guess sweaty hands can make for some good things. Wink, wink. Anyway, cheers, y'all.